Welcome back to American Agenda. Some breaking news this afternoon from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is going to be hearing cases remotely for the rest of the year. The court began its new term on Monday, first Monday in October, and will provide a live audio feed for the media and the public. This comes ahead of the highly anticipated argument on Obamacare, which is scheduled for November 10th, just 1 week after the election. So wanted to let you know about that. Now, for months, Americans have been waiting for that second round of stimulus that was promised in the spring. We still don't know how much a second bill will cost, if it will include those checks, if we'll actually get one. At this point, will we get another round? Would it do too much damage to the economy, too much damage to the national debt? Let's talk about that. The president came out. He's come up. This is where we stand on this right now. The president has come out and said 1.8 trillion they're willing to do, and the Democrats are at 2.2 trillion. So let's bring in our A-plus panel for the day. Founding partner of Macro Trend Advisors, Mitch Rochelle, with his new title there, by the way, and tax attorney / president of Walser Wealth Management, Rebecca Walser. So, Mitch, congratulations on your new company. And it's great to have you here. And let's talk about where we stand on this. $400 billion, we're talking like that's nothing, but we're getting pretty close to a deal, aren't we?
We are, and here are the elements that are vital and one that's in contention. Helping small business is vital. Helping regular workers who are out of work with some enhanced unemployment benefits, vital. What's contentious, and this is where the White House and Speaker Pelosi are very far apart, is aid to the states. And in the middle of all of that is also the airlines, which is vital. So I'm hopeful that the tea leaves on a Friday suggest that a deal is close because, as we'll probably unpack in the rest of the segment, helping the economy right now is vital.
Yeah, and Rebecca, even the Fed chairman said this week that if we don't get this, it really could be a hit to the economy.
Yeah, Bob. I mean, this is really not helpful. The airlines are what concerns me the most. But I really do think, if you look at it, we had the New York Times did a report this week where 1 in 7 small businesses actually have closed permanently through the end of August. So the stimulus is running out, and we've got to get these people more help. And the airlines, with their cash burn monthly, and TSA reported recently, September, that we're 60% down on year over year on actual people coming through the airports. So it's a big problem. We need the stimulus, and holding it up for states that, need aid because they shut down and they continue to stay shut down, and they're not opening their restaurants, they're not opening their bars, they're not collecting their sales taxes. People are leaving in droves to go to other states, and so they're not collecting property taxes on all those properties. It's a big problem, but it's not necessarily one that the people in Florida or Texas want to pay for people in Wisconsin and Oregon and Washington.
Yeah, and that's part of the political argument, Mitch, is these states that are not being properly run. But do you think they come to an agreement? It seems like if you cut it off a little bit here and there, they can get those out. And these are politicians. They want money going to our hands before we vote, right?
Yeah, I think they do. I think this is definitely an election issue. But I think, Bob, by the same token, it's been weaponized for a while. So on the campaign trail, the Democrats can suggest that the administration is holding it up. And on the campaign trail, the administration can suggest that the Democrats are holding it up. But that tug of war is not in the country's best interest. So I think they'll get there at some point. But we talked briefly about the airlines. I just want to put some of this into perspective. This is according to the airline industry. They said that the airline industry provides a platform for close to $2 trillion worth of our economy. I think it's $1.7 trillion. That's not what the airline industry directly does, but the commerce that the airline industry enables. And in terms of the workforce, that creates or supports about 10 million jobs. That's not how many people work for the airline industry, but think about all the bits and pieces, the person who drives you to the airport, the hotel you stay in, and so forth. So I think it's really vital to get stimulus into the economy to help all these businesses that in turn help other businesses.
Rebecca, I guess let's lay out a perfect scenario here. They get a deal. Let's call it $2 trillion, whatever it is. That tides people over for a little while. and then we get the vaccine, people start getting that, and our economy starts to bounce back because we've become two labor forces, if you will. Those affected by COVID, those not affected by COVID.
Yeah. Or, Bob, the alternative is, the election happens, and then we can really start talking about potential herd immunity if we don't get a vaccine, or if we do and people don't think it's as effective as they want it to be. Because, if you look at the numbers, if you look at just the raw numbers, to keep an economy closed with this rate of infection and death at the different age categories, unless you have a comorbidity or you're older, the rest of us need to get back to some level of normalcy. And until we do, we cannot government stimulate forever. That is not the solution. So we need it one more time, and let's hope it's the last time we need it and that we can get this country going again.
Yeah, well put, because any age group is like over 99% survival if you get it, and even over 70, I believe it's over 95%.
Yeah.
That's what you're referring to. Okay, Mitch, Rochelle, Rebecca Walser, thank you both so much for being with us. And